I've reviewed both Red Door from Elizabeth Arden and Miss Dior from Dior in two separate videos, but only recently have I kind of discovered that these two perfumes are very surprisingly similar. I have Red Door here, this nice glass bottle, and then I only have a sample of Miss Dior here. So, these are both floral perfumes, but they also have some fruity notes. And they both have quite a history. The Elizabeth Arden brand is, I think, almost 100 years old. They started out with spas, I think in New York or somewhere around there. Miss Dior, on the other hand, came out originally in 1947. Then it's been reformulated like 100 times. So this sample here is a very recent reformulation. It's completely different from the original, but I think it's the 2001 reformulation. So I'm going to try both of these and on the same time compare them, because Miss Dior is quite expensive, especially in comparison to Red Door. So Red Door is perhaps the perfect alternative. So I'll put this on my wrist here, and then I'll put Miss Dior on the other wrist with this dabber. So already I'm getting the fumes off of Red Door, which is quite powdery, very floral, very light, very just pleasant, feminine, breezy. And Miss Dior is very similar, a bit sweeter though. So Red Door has quite a few notes. Top notes, rose, orange blossom, plum, peach, anise. Middle notes has some honey, which isn't a very common note. Carnation, more rose, orchid, tuberose, lily, lily of the valley. And then base notes are sandalwood, amber, musk, and cedar, mainly. There is a very prominent powderiness, which I think probably comes from the rose, the lily, the floral notes. And it emanates quite a lot. You don't have to get too close to it to really smell it. Miss Dior, on the other hand, it's a bit fainter, but sweeter. The top notes for Miss Dior are iris, peony, and lily of the valley. The middle notes are rose, peach, and apricot, and then the base notes are vanilla, musk, tonka bean, benzoin, and sandalwood. So you could see that these two perfumes share quite a few notes, especially, some musk notes, fruity notes, the rose, lily of the valley, that sort of thing. And they're pretty much very typical. They fit well into the modern perfume industry, the florals and the fruity kind of notes. Interesting. So, even though Miss Dior is sweeter, they're both sweet, but Miss Dior is sweeter. Red Door has a certain sharpness combined with that powderiness. I think maybe the sharpness could be from, I don't know, maybe some of the musk notes. But in general, both of these actually don't have very prominent musk notes, even though they both contain, some wood notes, some musk, benzoin. I wouldn't say that they're very prominent. You really get a lot of the floral notes more than anything, followed by the sweetness of the fruit notes. The musk notes are forgotten in a way. They kind of are brushed to the side. But, yeah. The funny thing is that even though technically Miss Dior is older than Red Door, Red Door has more of an old-fashioned feel, and I think it's because of that powderiness, because a lot of perfumes from decades ago, they liked the powderiness. Both of them are good. I quite like both of them. And I'm not really a huge fan of light florals. I usually like, heavier, muskier perfumes, but these are both really good for, daytime going out. Maybe it's the spring or summer, casual occasions. They're both very, very similar. There are some those little differences of it's sweeter, it's a bit sharper, it's powdery, whatever. But overall, these are both very, very similar perfumes. There's something more of an aerosol kind of light, fluffy feel about Red Door. Miss Dior is a little bit more, I don't know, smooth, I think. More smoother and maybe a bit syrupy. It's not a gourmand, it's not super sugary, super sweet perfume. The sweetness mainly comes from the fruit notes, so it's more of a natural sweetness like ripe fruit. And I've tried both of these before because I've done reviews on them before, and I would have to say that the longevity for both of them is surprisingly long. Floral perfumes often don't last that long because, florals are generally relatively weak, but something about these perfumes makes them really, really strong. And I don't know, it's just the sillage on them, I would say, strangely enough, I would say that Red Door has more of a presence than Miss Dior. Miss Dior is strong in its own right, but I wouldn't say it's as strong as Red Door. So, and the great thing about Red Door is that it's significantly cheaper than Miss Dior. I think Miss Dior is more than $100. I'm not sure about the exact price, but I'm sure that Red Door is cheaper than $100. I think it's maybe $60. There's some places where it's, much cheaper than that. But Miss Dior, it's from Dior, so you're gonna have to pay for that, designer status. But if you don't want to pay for that designer status, Red Door is a surprisingly good alternative. I didn't realize this at the time when I was individually reviewing them, but then I started thinking, those were kind of similar, so I've proved myself correct with this little review here. Because, the main difference is that Miss Dior is sweeter and Red Door is a bit sharper and a little bit more powdery. So, I might even say that Red Door is even a bit stronger than Miss Dior. It might be because maybe I didn't put too much of Miss Dior on, but even so, Red Door is a very good competitor here. And it is they're both very classic floral perfumes, with a bit of fruit notes to kind of break up the florals. Red Door has way more notes compared to Miss Dior. Miss Dior is more refined, cut down. But yeah, if you like florals, any of these would be good. It just kind of depends on, do you want more of an airy, light, powdery perfume, like which Red Door is, or do you want something more syrupy, kind of bassy and sweet? Then that's more Miss Dior. At least specifically the 2021 reformulation, which is the one that I have. I don't really know about the other reformulations, or how it compares to the 1947 original. But that's pretty much all I have to say about these two floral perfumes. If you have any opinion on them, you can leave a comment down below. If you like the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.